They make very little from ONS revenue, raising around 500 million. And yet, the cargo they handle that comes from Mombasa passes through here in Busia and through here in Malaba, up to 70 to 80% of the total volume. I believe that on-source revenue of Mombasa should be comparable to on-source revenue of Busia. We should unlock this. At the moment, the county government is not able to make any reasonable returns, Mr. Speaker, from these trucks that you'll see passing here 24/7. It is because, Mr. Speaker, there's lack for a holding zone for the trucks when they are trucking from Mombasa. It has been very difficult both for the first generation government one, because of the lack of support from the National Land Commission, which should help them to displace people to create space for us to maximize returns from these trucks. There is that and much more, Mr. Speaker, and I'm privileged to host you. Even when the area senator comes, Senator Omtata, he's my kid brother, so he can't claim to host you ahead of me. Thank you and welcome everybody.
Senator for Vihiga County, kindly make your welcoming remarks under 3 minutes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I also join my colleague, Senator Halwale, to thank the Senate family for considering Busia County as one of the counties where we are going to have Senate Mashinani. Indeed, it's a great privilege for our region, a region composed of 5 counties, that is Vihiga, Kakamega, Busia, Bungoma, and Trans Nzoia, which we are also claiming to be part of our region. So I hope the other senators will also have an opportunity. I also want to say that when you are coming to Busia, you have to pass through my county, Vihiga. Vihiga starts from Maseno all the way to Yala. When you get to Yala, then you enter Siaya County. So when you come to Busia, it is important that you visit Luanda, where we have a lot of good things, including the famous hub. But there are a lot of good things we do with the Busia people. I know I'll be making a statement in regards to the road from Kisumu all the way to Busia, which I know the national government is planning to have a dual carriageway. But even as that is being done, let it be done in a humane manner so that we have an international highway that benefits our 2 countries, Kenya and Uganda. I also want to join my colleague Halwale to say that I think it's important for Senate to look at opportunities for on-source revenue for our counties which are at the border. For example, there is a lot of trade between Kenya and Uganda. How much of that trade is benefiting our county governments? And when we talk about that, we also talk about Bungoma County, which is also on the border. We also talk about the other counties which are at the border. I think that will be an important thing to consider. Secondly, the issue of challenges of who are being arrested recklessly by Ugandan government, and they are not able to do their trade very well because of that harassment. I think the relevant committee needs to really deal with that issue so that we continue promoting fish business in this region. And lastly, Busia County, as Senator Halwale has said, is very privileged in terms of human resource. This is a county that has highest number of professors in our region. And these professors, it's an indication that this is a very progressive region, but we are seeing challenges around early pregnancies, challenges around school dropout. So that is negating the good gains that this county has made. So I hope KEWOSA, our good ladies, led by the SG, are going to look into issues of around early marriages, early pregnancies and all that, so that we ensure that these girls who can become professors in future are able to be motivated and empowered to become great citizens of this country.
Thank you, the two honorable senators, for the welcoming remarks. Honorable senators, allow me to make a further communication. As you may be aware, the chamber system in Busia County Assembly is different from the one the senators are accustomed to in the Senate chamber in Nairobi. It is therefore necessary for the Presidium to make adjustment in the way senators request the floor. The following procedure will apply in seeking to capture the eye of the Speaker. 1, senators wishing to make contributions to any matter shall be required to raise their hand. The Speaker will then announce the senator who takes the floor. Only the senator called upon by the Speaker to take the floor may turn on their microphone. So as you raise your hand, please don't turn on your microphone until the Speaker has given you the floor. Now, senators who wish to raise points of order, seek clarification, or give information will also be required to raise their hand to capture the attention of the Speaker. Now, your cooperation in this matter will facilitate the smooth conduct of the Senate proceedings. Next order, clerk.
Order number 3, messages.
Honorable Senators, I wish to report to the Senate that pursuant to Standing Order 46.3 and 4, I have received the following message from the Speaker of the National Assembly regarding the approval by the National Assembly of the County Government's additional allocations, Senate Bill number 8 of 2025. The message, dated Thursday, 2nd of October 2025, was received in the office of the Clerk of the Senate on the same date. Now, pursuant to Standing Order 46.4, I now report the message. Pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 41.1 and 142 of the National Assembly Standing Orders, I hereby convey the following message from the National Assembly. Whereas the County Government's additional allocations number 2 bill, Senate Bill number 8 of 2025, was published via Kenya Gazette Supplement number 89 of 18th of June 2025 as a bill seeking to provide for additional allocations to county governments for the financial year 2025-2026, the responsibilities of the national government and county governments with respect to such allocations and for connected purposes. And whereas on Tuesday, 30th of September 2025, the National Assembly considered the county government's additional allocations, number 2 bill, Senate Bill number 8 of 2025, and passed it with amendments as contained in the schedule of amendments attached hereto. Now, therefore, in accordance with the provisions of Article 112(1)(b) of the Constitution and Standing Orders 41 and 144 of the National Assembly Standing Orders, I hereby convey the said decision of the National Assembly to the Senate. Now, Honorable Senators, Article 112(1)(b) of the Constitution provides that if one House passes an ordinary bill concerning counties and the second House passes the bill in an amended form, it shall be referred back to the originating House for reconsideration. Honorable Senators, in this regard, I direct that the Standing Committee on Finance and Budget to deliberate on the National Assembly amendments and to report to the Senate. Further, pursuant to Standing Order 165.1 of the Senate Standing Orders, I direct that the National Assembly amendments to the county government's additional locations, number 2 Bill, Senate Bills number 8 of 2025, be circulated to all honorable senators. At the appointed time, the Senate Business Committee will schedule the consideration of the amendments in the Committee of the Whole. The House is accordingly guided. Thank you. Next order.
Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers.
The Senate Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the Senate today, Tuesday, the 7th of October, 2025. This is a report of the Commission on Revenue Allocation on on-source revenue potential and tax gap study of county governments. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Chairperson, Standing Committee on Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations. Or any member of that committee may proceed to lay the paper. Senator Catherine Muma, are you a member of that particular committee?
What happened? Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to lay the following paper on Senate today, 7th October 2025. Report of the Standing Committee on Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations on its inquiry into commercial bank accounts opened and operated by county assemblies. Chairperson, Standing Committee on Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations.
The Chairperson, Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the Senate today, 7th of October, 2025. Number 1, report of the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a petition to the Senate by Mr. William Kaguro Michael regarding the Changara Water Pan, a World Bank funded project in Busia County. Number 2, a report of the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a petition to the Senate by Francis Wainaina Njuguna Mbogo concerning historical injustices and illegal alienation of LR number 7153/1, 7153/2, 7153/2R, and also LR number 12825 in Kiambu County. Number 3, the report of the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a petition to the Senate by James Mwaura Njoroge and other Nyandarua internally displaced persons concerning delayed compensation and occupation of parcels of land. Number 4, report of the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a petition to the Senate by Wananchi Self-Help Group regarding land ownership dispute of the Wananchi Settlement Scheme in Mwatate constituency in Taita Taveta County. Number 5, report of the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a petition to the Senate by Mr. Peter Kangwaru Nyaga regarding the plight of landless in Mudandara, Embu County. Number 6, report of the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a petition to the Senate by Mr. Robin Kalama and other residents of Marungu in Taita Taveta County concerning threatened eviction from their ancestral land by the Holy Rosary Catholic Church Parish, Mwanda. Number 7, report of the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a petition to the Senate by the representative Mwabundusi land squatters in Boraracho Ward in Kisii County
concerning delayed allocation of alternative land by way of resettlement and compensation for the ancestral land that was alienated by the government of Kenya for the creation of the Kisii Agricultural Institute and Kisii Farmers Training Center. And number 8, report of the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a petition to the Senate by Mr. Anagib Shamsan and others concerning recognition of land ownership rights and redress of historical land injustices in Mombasa County. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I beg to lay.
Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
The Chairperson, Standing Committee on Land and Natural Environment and Natural Resources. Senator Faki.
Notice of motion. Report of the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a petition to the Senate by Mr. William Kaguro Michael regarding the Changara Water Pan, a World Bank funded project in Busia County. Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to give notice of the following motion: that the Senate adopts the report of the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a petition to the Senate by Mr. William Kaguro Michael regarding the Changara Water Pan, a World Bank funded project in Busia County, laid on the table of the Senate today, Tuesday, 7th of October, 2025.
The Chairperson, Standing Committee on Land, again, you have another notice to give.
Notice of motion. Report of the Standing Committee.
Senator Faki, just proceed to give all these notices to your reports.
Okay, thank you,
Not
Mr.
us
Speaker.
calling one.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Report of the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a petition to the Senate by Mr. Francis Wainaina Njuguna Mbogo concerning historical land injustices and illegal annihilation of LR number 7153/1, 7153/2, 7153/R, also known as LR number 112825 in Kiambu County. Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to give notice of the following motion: that the Senate adopts the report of the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a petition to the Senate by Mr. Francis Wainaina Njuguna Mbogo concerning historical injustices and illegal alienation of LR number 7153/1, 7153/2, 7153/R, and also known as LR number 12825 in Kiambu County, laid on the table of the Senate Tuesday, 7th of October, 2025. Notice of motion. Report of the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a petition to Senate by Mr. James Mwaura Njoroge and other Nyandarua internally displaced persons, IDPs, concerning delayed compensation and occupation of parcels of land. Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to give notice of the following motion: that the Senate adopts the report of the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a petition to the Senate by Mr. James Mwaura Njoroge and other Nyandarua internally displaced persons, IDPs, concerning delayed compensation and occupation of parcels of land laid on the table of the Senate on Tuesday, 7th of October, 2025. Mr. Speaker, sir, notice of motion, report of the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a petition to the Senate by Wananchi Self-Help Group regarding land ownership dispute of the Wananchi Settlement Scheme in Mwatate constituency in Taita Taveta County. Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to give notice of the following motion: that the Senate adopts the report of the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a petition to the Senate by Wananchi Self-Help Group regarding land ownership dispute of the Wananchi Settlement Scheme in Mwatate constituency in Taita Taveta County, laid on the table of the Senate on Tuesday, 7th of October, 2025. Notice of motion, report of the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a petition to the Senate by Mr. Peter Kangwaru Nyaga regarding the plight of the landless in Mudangara, Embu County. Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to give notice of the following motion: that the Senate adopts the report of the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a petition to the Senate by Mr. Peter Kangwaru Nyaga regarding the plight of the landless in Mudandara, Embu County, laid on the table of the Senate on Tuesday, 7th of October, 2025. Mr. Speaker, sir, notes of motion. Report of the Standing Committee on Lands, Environment and Natural Resources on a petition to the Senate by Mr. Robin Kalam and others, residents of Marungu in Taita Taveta County, concerning threatened eviction from the ancestral land by the Holy Rosary Catholic Church, Catholic Parish in Mwanda. Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to give a notice of the following motion, that the Senate adopts the report of the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a petition to the Senate by Mr. Robin Kalam and other residents of Marungu in Taita Taveta County concerning threatened eviction from the ancestral land by the Holy Rosary Catholic Parish, Mwanda, laid on the table of the Senate on Tuesday, 7th of October, 2025. Mr. Speaker, sir, notes of motion. Report of the Standing Committee on Lands, Environment and Natural Resources on a petition to the Senate by Representative Mwabundusi, land squatters in Buraracho ward in Kisii County, concerning delayed allocation of alternative land. Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to give notice of the following motion, that the Senate adopts the report of the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a petition to the Senate by representatives of Mwabundusi, land squatters in Buraracho ward in Kisii County, concerning delayed allocation of alternative land by way of resettlement or compensation for the ancestral land that was alienated by the government of Kenya for the creation of Kisii Agricultural Institute and Kisii Farmers Training Center, laid on the table of the Senate on Tuesday, 7th of October, 2025. Notes of motion. Report of the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a petition to the Senate by Mr. Nagib Shamsan and other petitioners concerning recognition of land ownership rights and redress of historical injustices in Mombasa County. Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to give the notice of the following motion, that the Senate adopts the report of the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a petition to the Senate by Mr. Nagib Shamsan and others concerning recognition of land ownership rights and redress of historical injustices in Mombasa County, laid on the table of the Senate on Tuesday, 7th of October, 2025. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Now, before I call the next order, I've just been informed that the governor of Busia County is in the chamber. Governor, you may stand so that you may be acknowledged by the Senate. Thank you. Next order, clerk.
Order number 7, questions and statements.
Statement pursuant to Standing Order 53-1, the Senator for Vihiga County, the Honorable Godfrey Osotsi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Arise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 Committee on Transport, Public Works and Housing on a matter of county-wide concern regarding the county. Mr. Speaker, sir, there is an ongoing effort to expand Kisumu-Busia Highway as part of an international highway, which is indeed welcome for the economic growth and improved connectivity between the two countries. And it promises, between the two regions, which promises economic development and integration between the two countries. While we support the importance of modern infrastructure, the manner which it's being implemented has translated into inhumane affront to the economic and social rights enshrined in Article 43 of the Constitution. The forceful eviction of traders at Luanda Market raises grave concerns as it is affecting the lives of many Kenyans not just from Vihiga County, but all other neighboring counties, Kisumu, Siaya, Busia, and Kakamega, who deserve protection under the law. Hundreds of small-scale entrepreneurs who have been depending on this market for decades were displaced without offering them conducive alternative sites. The sudden demolition of their stalls and trading spaces has not only disrupted economic activity in the town, but also the future of both who depend on earnings from the market. This raises serious concern regarding compensation, relocation arrangement, and the level of consultation undertaken, especially with the stakeholders and the county government of Vihiga. In the statement, the committee should address the following issues. Number one, whether the land or the spaces in question lie within a road reserve or it is a public market legally recognized by the county government of Vihiga and the law. Two, whether the Kenya National Highway Authority, KENHA, has a legal redress mechanism available for processing complaints from affected persons. Number three, whether KENHA undertook adequate and extensive community sensitization and stakeholder engagement, particularly with affected traders, as well as the involvement of local leadership as required under Article (232(1)(d) of the Constitution of Kenya. CBS, MP, Senator for Vihiga County.
Senator from Busia County, the Honorable Andrew Omtata.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I have three statements and I request that I read projects. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Roads, Transportation and Housing on a matter of inter-county concern regarding the proposed. This is a transformative 487-kilometer road network intended to traverse Busia, Siaya, Kisumu, Homa Bay, and Migori counties by crossing the Ala Swamp and encircling Lake Victoria. First studied in 1986-87, the project is envisioned to spur ecotourism, expand the blue economy through fishing and aquaculture, and open historically marginalized areas to trade and cross-border commerce with Uganda and Tanzania. In the statement, the committee should address the following: whether the Ministry of Roads and Transport has updated the 1986 feasibility study to reflect current social, economic, and environmental realities, and, if not, when such a review will be undertaken. 2, the current estimated cost, funding sources, and implementation timeline for the project. 3, measures to safeguard the Yala Swamp ecosystem and guarantee sustainable resource management during construction and operation. 4, the extent of consultation with local communities and county governments, including mechanisms to ensure equitable sharing of economic benefits and public participation in any design changes. 5, the project's role in strengthening regional trade and with Uganda and Tanzania, as well as the structures in place to guarantee transparency, accountability, and timely completion of the project. Senator Andrew Omtata, MP, Senator from Busia, 1st October 2025. My second request for a statement is on the over operationalization of the Mulwanda border point in Samia sub-county in Busia County. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53, Clause 1, to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on National Security, Defense, and Foreign Relations on a matter of regional concern regarding the long overdue operationalization of the Mulwanda border point in Samia sub-county in Busia County. Mr. Speaker, sir, in the year 2009, the late President Mwai Kibaki declared Mulwanda the third official Kenya-Uganda border crossing point in Busia County. This pledge was reaffirmed by President William Ruto in the year 2023 and the Prime Cabinet Secretary, the Honorable Musalia Mudavadi, in 2025. However, the border point remains ungazetted and non-operational. Mr. Speaker, operationalizing Mulwanda border point would boost customs revenue, create jobs, improve cross-border services and infrastructure, grow local enterprises, and strengthen Kenya's trade position within the East African community. Its continued dormancy denies the nation these economic and integration benefits. In the statement, the committee should address the following. 1. The reasons for non-implementation of the presidential directives of the year 2009 and the year 2023 regarding the Mulwanda border point to date, including whether any performance indicators were established. 2. Whether there have been any budgetary allocations for the said border point, and if so, outline itemized annual allocations and expenditures for the same from the financial year 2009 to 2010 to date. 3. Steps taken to engage the Ugandan government regarding the boundary alignment and cross-border cooperation for the said border point. 4. The county-level planning and budgeting activities in place to support roads, markets, or utilities around the border point. Signed Senator Mtato Koiti, MP, Senator from Busia, 30th September 2025. My third and final request for statement is on irregularities surrounding the Busia Green Park project. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53, Clause 1, to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Land, Environment, and Natural Resources on a matter of county-wide concern regarding the irregularities surrounding the Busia Green Park project. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Busia Green Park project initially allocated Kenya shillings 8 million, which was later revised to Kenya shillings 6 million, was intended to serve as the town's sole public recreational space. Despite its strategic role in urban beautification and environmental conservation, the site remains closed to the public, with kiosks now under construction. County planning documents regarding the project are contradictory, with one claiming that the park is complete, while another states that no, raising serious concerns over transparency, the rationale behind revising the budget allocation from 8 million to 6 million, including item planning and implementation of the project Clause 1, paragraph D, in the county strategic framework Framework Plan and the 2025-2026. The reasons for the contradictory information between the County Strategic Framework Plan 2025-2026 and the Annual Development Plan 2025-2026. The identity of the authority that sanctions such changes. 5. Measures in place to safeguard public land from encroachment, land grabbing, or unauthorized private development within Busia County. 6. The details of the project, including the initial timeline for completion, whether due process was followed in tendering and procurement. Senator Andrew Mtato Koiti, MP, Senator from Busia County, 1st October 2025. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I request for a statement on child labor and exploitation in pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee national concern regarding the alarming rise of child labor and the growing number of street children in cities and towns countrywide. Mr. Speaker, sir, children as young as 7 years old around are working as hawkers and vendors, often forced in the streets and into this exploitative trade by parents, abuse and long life harm, contrary to Article 53 of the Constitution, which guarantees children protection from abuse and exploitative labor and the right to parental care and education. In the statement, the committee should address the following. 1. The steps taken by the relevant ministries, including Gender, Culture and Children's Services, Interior and National Administration, and Education to eliminate child labor and ensure all children are enrolled and retained in schools. 2, whether there is an ongoing mapping of street children across major cities and towns. If so, the fund sizes. Number 3, measures being implemented to rehabilitate these children and provide them with safe homes as well as reintegrating them into education and society. Number 4, interventions to hold accountable those who exploit or force children into labor, including parents, guardians, and employers. Number 5, policies or programs in place to strengthen social protection for vulnerable families so that poverty does not continue to push children onto the streets. Thank you.
Senator Seki. Senator Seki.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Request for a statement on the proposed sale of shares in East African Portland Cement to Kalahari Cement Limited. Honorable Speaker, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Trade, Industrialization and Tourism on the matter of national concerns regarding the proposed sale of significant stake in East Africa Portland Cement to Kalahari Cement Limited. Honorable Speaker, the East African Portland Cement, one of the Kenya oldest cement factory, is a strategic national asset that has historically contributed for infrastructure development, industrial growth, and employment creation. The company is partly government-owned, with a big public investment through the National Security Fund, NSSF, Kalahari Cement Limited has entered into a binding agreement to acquire approximately 29.2% of the authorized shares of East Africa Portland, currently held by Cement Holding by Cementia Holdings AG and Associated International Cement Limited. Both subsidiaries of the Holcim Group, which is affiliated to Bamburi Cement Company, if concluded, the deal will result to Kalahari Cement through its association with Bamburi Cement, controlling a combination of 41.7% stake in East African Portland Cement. This proposed sale raises significant concern with respect to transparency, governance, and public accountability. In the statement, the committee should address the following: the due diligence undertaken in the proposed sale and the safeguard to protect the shares interest of key stakeholders, including the National Security Fund, NSSF, taxpayers, and employees. 2, whether public participations and stakeholders' engagement, as stipulated in Article 2232(1)(d) of the Constitution, has been undertaken in the proposed sale of such magnitude, given the significant government stakeholding in East African Portland Cement. Measures being taken to secure the livelihood of employees and mitigate potential jobs losses and resulting from the plan. 4, to the extent of Bamburi Cement interest and influence of the proposed transaction through its affiliations with Holcim Group and association with Kalahari Cement. Steps the government is taking to ensure that strategic national assets are managed transparently to protect the national interest and enhance accountability and fair competition, especially in the cement industry. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Now, Honorable Senators, I will allow comments for not more than 15 minutes. Senator Ledama. Senator Osotsi. Certainly you're not there when I was reading the guidelines on how you should, on what to do to catch the Speaker's eye. You raise your hand, don't switch on your microphone.